Hey, what up, y'all? It's Queezzy, baby. Thank you for tuning into this video. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about today are the employment authorization cards. Employment authorization cards are immigration cards that grants people from other countries the right to work in this country. There's a certain category I want to talk about today. If you have an EAD card, if you have an employment authorization card, and you're from Venezuela, and your card says A12, pull your card out right now. Pull your card out. If your card says Venezuela and you see A12 on it, you will not be able to go to any DMV in this country and get a ID card, a license, a learner's permit, or a CDL. Okay? Venezuela, the federal government, which is also your fine president, has stopped states from being able to issue ID cards, learner's permits, driver's license, and CDLs to anyone with an employment authorization card from Venezuela in the category A12. So if that is you, do not waste your time, your money, your energy, or the gasoline in your car to go to a DMV and attempt to get an ID card or learner's permit or driver's license or CDL. Because those folks in there are going to tell you no. Okay? They are going to tell you no. They can't issue you because the federal government is bigger than the state. Okay? And if the federal government says no, then the answer is no. And the reason the federal government is saying no, because of you know who that is in the White House. Okay? I'm not going to speak his name because I believe speaking his name gives him power. And I don't want to give him any more power than he think he already has. Okay? Let me talk to you for a minute. Now, some of you are not going to like what I have to say. And that is fine. I'm not saying it for anybody to like. I'm saying it because it's actual factual information. Okay? It is factual information. I'm not saying these things to stir up any animosity or anger in anyone. I'm stating it because it is the unadulterated truth and facts. Okay? For those of you who are not citizens in the United States of America, and you have an employment authorization card from Venezuela with the category of A12, if you see A12 on the front of that card, that is you. You have your family members, your friends, your colleagues, your associates, and that man in the White House to thank for you not being able to get an identification card, a learner's permit, a license, or a CDL. Okay? You have those people to thank. Those people that voted for that man in the White House, you have them to thank. For all the citizens that did not vote for either candidate November of 2024, you have them to thank for that. All of the citizens that voted Jill Stein or third party, you have them to thank for that. 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. 85% of black men voted for Kamala Harris because we understood the assignment. We understood the hurt, the pain, the hatred, the prejudice, the misogyny, the misogynoir, all of those negative little terms you can think of. We understood that this man in that White House would bring to this country. He has set this country back decades, years. Now I know and understand how my descendants felt coming in on those slave ships. I now understand how the people during the civil rights movement felt. I'm sitting at home watching ICE snatch children and people and folks off the street, out of their houses, schools, churches, wherever they are. I now understand. I don't have to just read about it in the history books. I am witnessing it firsthand, just in a different time, different generation. I get it. It's wrong. It is not right. You have the right to be able to have an identification card when ICE stops you or the police stops you. You have a right to have that. You have a right to have some type of identification for yourself. Now, nobody has a right to a license or a CDL or a learner's permit. That's a privilege. But you do have the right to be able to identify yourself in some shape, form, or fashion. And the decisions that these folks in this country that are sitting in power have made has affected your ability to go into a DMV office and get a simple, basic identification card because you are from Venezuela. You've seen what he did to your country. He went over there, blew it up, set fire to it. Black women in this country, I take that back. Hold on. Nobody in this country understands how to deal with white America no better than Native Americans and black people. Native Americans know firsthand on how white America thinks, how they act. Black folk know firsthand on how white America thinks and acts. Not all of white America, but white Americans like that guy that sits in that White House and his goon squad. Okay? That is why we was telling you all to vote for Kamala Harris. Vote for Tim Walz. Those of you that have the right to vote, those of you that have your citizenship, but those of you that have those EAD cards, you have family and friends and associates and colleagues who are citizens that voted for that megalomaniac in that White House and his goon squad. Okay? Don the con. He a lie to your face and the truth can be sitting on your back. You have all of those people to thank for you not being able to get a credential. And to anyone that has a CDL, he has now put it into effect. He put it into effect last year that you have to be a citizen to have a commercial driver's license or be a permanent resident, meaning have a green card. So for all of you who are not citizens and you have employment authorization cards that grant you permission to work in this country, you can't hold a commercial driver's license to feed your family. Many of you, all you know how to do is drive. Drive down that highway, drop off merchandise, get your check, send it home. But you can't do that if you have an employment authorization card. You have that man in the White House to thank for that. You have all of the American citizens that did not vote at all to thank for that. You have those that voted for him or for Jill Stein or third party to thank for that. That is why black people now are hands off, because we've done our best. We're not sacrificing our bodies out there on those lines protesting for people who don't appreciate it, for people who don't support us. One thing about black people in this country, once they find out that you are loyal and down with them, they are down with you. But when you show them that you are not loyal to them and you give them your ass to kiss, hey, black people say forget it. We're going to work on us and work on our community now. So again, I didn't mean to go all political on you. Really, I wanted to give you the information so you don't go to these DMV offices and with this employment authorization card from Venezuela with A12 on it, thinking that those folks in there are going to be able to help you, because they're not. Their hands are tied too, because the federal government has tied their hands. I don't want you wasting your time or your energy doing that. But I can't help but to be political, because all of this is political. People talking about, I don't do politics. Well, baby, you better believe politics is doing you. That clean air that we are breathing, some politician has made a decision on whether or not we have clean air to breathe. That water that you drinking, brushing your teeth with, taking a bath in, cooking, some politician has made a decision regarding that water. So you all need to come out of this mindset of, I don't do politics, that ain't my thing, because politics is doing us every day. Every day. Again, if you have an employment authorization card from Venezuela, category A12 on the front of that card, you will not be able to go to the DMV and get issued a driver's license, CDL, learner's permit, or identification card, because the man that sits at the top of the mountain in Washington, D.C. has stripped you of that right, of that privilege. So there's that. And that's all I have for you all. Y'all be safe out there in them streets. Okay? Take care of each other. Take care of your family. Be good people, man. I'm out. Peace.